going, everybody? This is I almost told the internet my name. We're going to talk about every conspiracy in the show, and we're going to start with the basics. And if you got a conspiracy you want to hear talked about, you just email me. Now, we ain't going to talk about no flat earth, because that's just one of them conspiracies made by the government to distract you from the real conspiracy, and only a dumbass would believe that. Now, first off, this right here is very important. You see that? This is the eye in the pyramid at the back of the dollar bill. Everybody's wanting to know who that eye is. Well, I know who that eye is. Well, what I'm going to tell you is everyone says the wrong thing. They say it's an eye in a pyramid. That ain't no pyramid. You see that? A pyramid comes to a point. It's separated right there at the top. And then there's an eyeball up there in the separation. Just below that, that shape there makes up the shape called a frusticon. You know why it's frusticon? Because it's frustrating. And if you ever look at a demonic altar, you'll notice that it's not straight on the sides. It kind of wedges up like this, and then the top of it, instead of going into a point, it flattens right out. And that's what a frusticon is. It is the best shape for attracting demonic energy. Now, when you all carrying this around in your pocket, you all got talismans. And the people in charge know that the more talismans out there, the more power they got. And that is why Bob Butternasty right here, it's a fellow that made up the Decepticons, all them Japanese toys, which is already evil because they turn from one thing to another on account of the fact that you think it's one thing, but it's something in disguise. That's evil. Well, when they made the Decepticons, that's a perversion of the word frusticon, and that is why the Transformers are satanic.
Hi.
Yeah, what's up, everybody?
What was that?
I didn't see anything.
We
disagree with everything that was just said.
Yeah, whoever that guy was.
Official statement
was
from
way out there. That's not us.
Nope.
Yeah. Wow, that was. Stay off this channel, sir.
Okay, guys, we're back. We're on Open Broadcaster right now, so we tried the Streamlabs Open Broadcaster, which has tons of features and all that sort of thing, and we had all the chat windows all over the screen.
Yeah.
And the laptop couldn't handle everything that was going on, so we switched back. Justin quickly, freaking quickly put all the scenes together.
Yep.
The reason we're using Streamlabs OBS is because we have the Corsair Stream Deck right here. And I was playing with that throughout the week, and when we made the video, we used Streamlabs OBS to show all the cool stuff it could do, and I was like, oh, let's just try this out. Laptop couldn't do it.
Yeah, just the poor girl just couldn't handle it anymore.
No.
Time to take old Bessie out back and put her down.
Hey, MSI is gonna.
Well, that's
be angry about that.
We'll send her to a MSI farm in upstate New York where she can roam around with the other laptops that are still alive.
Is that what happens?
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what happens.
Yeah.
Hey, this worked.
Don't you want to do our intro first?
Oh, there's an intro, isn't there?
Don't we have an intro to this show?
No, we have no intro. Shall we? Mm-hmm.
Put the mic on and then talk about the news.
No, I was just doing a dubbed thing. I'm
Yeah.
going to let them fill in their own words.
Yeah,
I don't know any of these articles about.
These are news. Yeah. Oh, I read this one.
They grew some lungs.
So they've now gotten to the point where they can bioengineer lungs, and they've been successfully transplanting those bioengineered lungs into pigs. And they're thinking that, like, within the next 10 years or so, they're actually going to be able to have growable lungs that can be given to the most, like, extreme cases of human patients first. So, like, those that have, like, no other options, that are, like, really low on the transplant list and things like that, they'll be able to help them out first. But they're saying that this will eventually turn into, like, completely eliminating the need for organ donors.
I wish they wouldn't call them pigs. I wish they would just say people from Ohio. I think it's rude. It's a little rude.
What's Ohio gonna do about it? Be boring?
Cincinnati's awesome, but it's part of Kentucky. But really, this is gonna be cool because now you guys can smoke cigarettes like crazy.
Yeah. Just all the cigarettes all the time. Cigarettes.
The way they do it is pretty interesting too, because they build a scaffold, and then they use bits of, I guess, some of the cells from the lung. And then after they transplant them, they have to wait a while, and then the blood vessels and stuff will grow on the lungs. Pretty cool. Let's see what's next on the list here. All right, you guys want a computer the size of a speck of dust that's not really... They're still trying to figure out if it's a computer or not, because it doesn't actually store any data.
Yeah, it computes, technically, so it's got that going for it, but I don't know if it's... So the thing about it is that currently, because it's really fucking tiny, it can't actually hold any data on it. It can process and stuff like that, but it needs to constantly have light on it in order for it to work. And if the light diminishes on it for any amount of time, it loses all of the data and all of the processing it had already done.
This article doesn't really go into detail here, but this is 10 times smaller than their previous micro. This is Michigan, University of Michigan, when messing around with this, they made the Michigan Micronote, and that was 2 by 2 by 4 millimeters. This is 0.3 millimeters on each side. It's smaller than the IBM thing that just set the world record in March. So this thing is ridiculously tiny, but one thing they didn't mention in here is that it actually uses light to get like a network signal, like the frequency of the light and stuff. Like you guys have seen some places have started doing this where they put like special bulbs in, and the frequency at which the light bulbs blinks or whatever will be able to transmit data. And so that's the way they're doing it. They said the only real application they're, right now is using it as a tiny temperature sensor that they can get into small spots under rocks and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But under rocks, you got to get light under there.
And they said that it could be used for like working with tumors and stuff in the future too, to like monitor them as long as there's a constant light shining
in there
on that tumor for whatever length of time.
Yeah. I'm skipping this one.
Look, guys, spoiler: everything gives you lung cancer these days. Okay, like I've seen the chat here. It's all lung cancer.
Lung cancer?
You already have it. We all have lung cancer.
Everything causes cancer. You go outside, you're gonna get. That's it. You're getting cancer. Cancer.
Spend too long at your computer. Cancer.
Cancer.
Drink a bunch of coffee. Cancer.
You wear a regular hat that's not covered in tinfoil.
Cancer.
Cancer.
So much cancer.
Double cancer
Actually,
whammy.
you get 3 times the cancer if you're not wearing tinfoil. So.
Yeah.
So much cancer.
All right, so let's check this out, guys. Company called, was it Dumatics? Duma? I don't know. Where are they from? Right here, it's the sugar thing.
Oh, Dumatok?
Dumatok?
I am the wizard Dumatok. Behold my sugar mastery.
Dumatok about it later.
All right.
So Dumatok has created a new type of sugar. Because sugar is really inefficient. In order to get the sweetness that you need, you have to add way more sugar because your tongue doesn't actually absorb all of it. A lot of the sugar just doesn't, absorb on your tongue, but you have to ingest more sugar just to taste the amount of sweetness. So what these guys have done is they figured out a way to bond the sugar here. Where is it? What are they bonding it with in here? I've forgotten everything already.
Something about mushrooms and saccharin.
Yeah. But they've essentially figured out how to make sugar that's twice as sweet, or it's just twice as efficient, the way it delivers.
Like potency.
Yeah.
Twice as potent.
So you can have half as much sugar and then eat cake with, half as many sugar calories. But we all know what's really going to happen.
So are you saying you can finally have your cake and eat it too? I'll see myself out.
You can have your cake and you can eat 2 of them, because that's what's going to happen in America. Everyone's going to be like, wait a minute, there's half as much sugar in this? That means I can eat more. I think it's going to be...
half the sugar equals twice the cakes. That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Now I can eat like 4 Little Debbie snack cakes at once.
Instead of 2.
Yeah.
Never mind the extra flour, oil, and everything else you get in there. Let's check out Loot Crate, shall we?
Oh, yeah.
What's in this box?
We got this magical box.
It's got tape on it still?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, I'll open some.
Gotta do Loot Crate real quick here.
There's multiple T-shirts in here.
Shirts.
All right. Let's see what we got here. First one up.
That's the Wasp.
The Wasp?
The Wasp. And this one's Ant-Man.
Oh, how about that?
John Ant-Man.
These are actually not bad.
Yeah.
Cool. Officially licensed Marvel stuff. So guys, check out Loot Crate. They're really cool to be able to send us this stuff and let us show you guys. But they got a gazillion different crates. And one of the things I like about the crates is if you get something that's not really your flavor of nerddom, you can throw it on eBay and then make usually what it costs to get the crate.
Except for that one dude that bought the shirt. Oh my god.
We
took
sold
this,
a,
took
we
this
sold
one guy
one of
like 3 weeks to pony up $4
yeah,
for
we
a
sold a
fucking
shirt
t-shirt.
for $4. And he's like, he actually emailed me and he's like, hey man, I won the auction on eBay, but I'm broke. So at one of the other auctions yesterday, I sold something and the guy immediately emailed me. Well, I'm going to say immediately. It was like 5 hours later. And he was like, hey, I just bought a lens from you, but I decided that I want to buy a cheaper lens instead. Can you please, refund me? Yeah. No, I can't. Yeah. Like that's what.
No, that's
eBay's turning into Craigslist too.
Yeah. So chances are, if you can't afford $4 to buy a shirt online, you shouldn't be shopping on eBay right now. Like, just pro tip.
Anyway, let's get.
Sounds like you're at rock bottom. So.
Anyway, we're trying to get paid here.
Yeah.
Check it out. The Adventure Time pen. I think I kind of want this.
No, that's a first.
I like Adventure Time.
Yeah.
And most things. Oh.
Can we talk about this one?
Yeah, let's talk about this one.
Oh my God. This is a Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure Most Excellent Picture Frame. So it looks like you put the people in the phone book.
Let me see this.
Phone booth.
Is it open yet?
No.
You didn't open it?
No.
I'm gonna rip it open. I want to touch
I
it.
only untaped this part right here, so we don't have to go through the awkward cutting it open with a knife on camera.
I'm gonna get a paper cut, and then I'm gonna sue the manufacturer.
Let's see the $4 first, Ultra Minimalist.
Look at this.
See it first.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Ooh, yeah.
Who's your favorite?
What? So when I was a kid, Donatello, or not Donatello, Michelangelo was like my homeboy. Everybody wanted to be Michelangelo because he was the party dude, right? So, but now in my older years and stuff, I really appreciate the sarcastic attitude that Raph had towards the world. I can appreciate that a lot more. Favorite Ninja Turtles, everybody, go.
In the comments.
Yeah, let's see them.
It's Bebop and Rocksteady are my favorite Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, they're pretty alright.
And then Shredder.
Yeah.
And then Krang.
Okay, so can I ask a question about the movies? Well, we got a second
all right,
here.
All right.
Okay, so
I havenent seen the new ones.
Okay,
I haven't seen the old ones since I was
I want to talk about the old ones. I want to talk about the old ones for a sec. So in the first movie, Shredder gets put into a trash compactor, right? Like a full-on dump truck, like 2 pieces of metal squishing you together and then opening back up to like just a paste of Shredder, right? Regular Shredder is totally able to survive that. No problem, no questions asked. Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze rolls along. He becomes the Super Shredder, right? And a fucking, dock falls on him. A wooden dock falls on him, and he dies. Somehow, the Super Shredder...
This is the scene you're talking about in the first one, and he falls...
Yeah, so somehow the Super Shredder that's, bonded with all of his metal and stuff, and is, a super uber, next level crazy bullshit Hollywood effect thing, can't handle a bunch of wood planks falling on him, but in his base form, yeah, he can handle getting cut into pieces.
Discuss, everyone.
Yeah. He's allergic to wood in that form.
See, he's so metal. He's so metal that he cannot handle wood.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, total sense. Amazon has patented something.
He died Super Shredder actually died of cancer.
He fell into the woods.
He touched the ooze and he just got instant super cancer.
Super cancer.
Yeah.
Amazon has patented some a real-time accent translator. And the way this is going to work is when you first start talking, it's going to be like, oh, well, you've got a neutral American accent, and you're talking to someone in London. Well, the person in London, after a few words, Amazon translator is going to hear that, and they're going to translate your natural spoken flat American English into something that sounds more like what the listener on the other end is listening to or wants to hear. It's gonna translate each accent back and forth. And they said that a lot of this is going to be because people complain about call centers. I mean, a lot of times in America, when you call a call center, you get someone in India, Pakistan, something like that, and then people...
Which makes Americans really angry for some reason.
Furious.
Yeah.
What do you mean? So they get really mad about that, and then they call their friends, and I was on the phone with some Indian guy trying to fix my computer. That's what they do.
Yeah.
So the Indian guy is going to hear an Indian accent, and you're going to hear a neutral American accent, or actually a Southern American. I don't know.
I'm interested to hear how this will work towards that hill folk boomhauer dang old yo man gonna be taking on this with this John.
So someone's talking like that, and then on the other end of the line, you just got a normal guy being like, "Hey, how's it going today?" But then the other person's going to hear, "What am I going today?" right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I want to know if I want them to.
No, damn soon.
I want to know if they're gonna like actually change around the slang and the colloquialisms, depending on where you are. So if you're calling somebody in Scotland and you're like, "Listen here, you jackass," it's gonna be like, "Hey, what are you doing, you fucking neep?"
Yeah.
Like, is it gonna do that?
Is it gonna insult transfer over for you too, just in case? I mean that.
Hey, dumbass, and then over here, hey, bawbag, what are you doing? You know, like, is it gonna do that?
Yeah.
Back and forth. I want it to do that. That's what we want.
Will it, if you're talking to someone in the UK and you're like, "You're a piece of shit," will it be like, "You're a piece of shite"?
You piece of shite.
Yeah.
Especially in Ireland. Yes.
You are absolutely rubbish.
But I think they're going to use it mostly for call centers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then it'll also be something I would imagine they'll use with their artificial intelligence down the road so that they can have the artificial intelligence mirror the way you're speaking. And I think a lot of it psychologically, you feel better and you're more willing to trust someone who sounds like you. Mm-hmm. In America, they say you're usually more willing to trust someone with a southern accent. What?
Not me.
No.
No. A southern man don't need me around anyhow. So I hear a southern accent, I'm like, oh god, here we go.
I know whenever I go to the Bible Belt, I find myself just kind of relaxing into that, because if you don't, they don't trust you. I mean, I've
do you get the accent after a while when you get back
of course.
there?
I turn it on.
I mean,
what's going on, fellas?
I'm from the Midwest originally and stuff, so I can, after I go back there and visit, I can definitely be like, oh no. That's not the case there. No.
That's very geez, that's almost like Canadian.
That's Midwest, dog. Yeah. Michigan, way up there.
I had a friend from New York, and he came with me to Kentucky one time, right? And he thought that he was going to be, we were talking about the whole psychology of this, and he was like, I'm going to do this when I get out of the car. I'm going to put on my southern accent. I'm like, no, you're not. You grew up in New York and Florida. This is not going to work. So he gets out of the car, and there's a guy pumping gas, tow truck driver, and he's like, how y'all doing today? This voice, and my friend just smiling like an idiot. And the guy's like, where the fuck are you from? And
Why are you smiling?
And he's like, around these parts. And I was like, dude, something's wrong with his head. It doesn't work correctly. I'm very sorry. Don't punch him in the face because your fist is bigger than his body. These guys. Yeah. So
now,
if he had that translator on him, it's installed in his neck. That's step 7.
Oh, it's like a babblefish.
Yeah, but installed in your neck.
Except just terrible accents. Oh my god. Wow. Everyone. Yeah. Then everyone who thinks they have a really good Boston accent will actually have a really good Boston accent.
It's not an accent, remember.
It's a way of life from Boston.
It's just people mispronouncing everything.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's no accent unless you say certain words.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's just we're just going to say this word incorrectly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what else is here. I'm cutting a few articles.
A bunch of quantum stuff, some quantum things. So we don't know if those articles actually exist or not. They depend on they exist whether or not we're looking at them.
Right.
So,
they're, Schrodinger's articles.
Yeah.
France is banning smartphones in schools, and I can't believe that they were even allowed in the first place. But I guess in between classes and stuff, you were allowed to look at your smartphones.
Park your car in the Harvard yard. Park your car in the Harvard yard.
Park your car in the Harvard yard, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, so France is bans the smartphones in the school. That's honestly good idea.
Okay.
You're
allowed to have them as long as they're turned off. And I think a lot of the problem is that people were trying to use them in class and stuff like that, which most places already that's not okay. But I don't know what's going on in schools lately. I've got a relative who's a teacher, and she says she's having a hard time keeping people from texting each other under the desk and stuff. And you'll see someone. There's a really funny video online where someone goes and confiscates somebody's phone. And as soon as the teacher turns around, they pull out an iPad and then pop a SIM into the iPad and then continue. And it's just what the hell?
I mean, it's just that, phones are distracting and people just want to look at them instead of... What?
God damn it, sir. All right. We got some fun stuff coming up. Let me see if there's anything else here.
I saw Michael Dorn there first.
Yeah, let's just get into some fun stuff, shall we?
Michael Dorn.
Yes, Michael Dorn.
Michael Dorn says there's still hope for a Worf Chronicles TV show, and I will watch it 110%.
So he's going to be playing Black Jean-Luc Picard, I believe.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
See right there?
Yeah.
Look, it's absolutely what he's going to be playing.
Yeah.
No, he wants to be playing Worf. He wanted to do a Captain Worf show a long time ago. And so far, all it has been, it's just been Michael Dorn on the internet saying that he really wants this. But there hasn't been any studio or anything saying anything other than, like, not going to happen. And now CBS is driving, and they've also hired more people, and they say they want to expand the Star Trek universe into more shows and spinoffs and all the kinds of different things. Now he's like, I just need to find the right guy's email. And the right person's phone number.
Yeah.
So...
are they going to call it the Worf Chronicles, though? Like,
I don't know, but see, I've got a little bit of a problem with this.
Worfing around.
Hanging out on the wharf.
Like Wharf Rats. It's about him hanging out in a star dock station, and he's in charge of, like, all the ships that go in and out, kind of like Deep Space Nine, but it's not, and he's got his ragtag crew.
I think they're just going to call it No Worf. No Worf. No, absolutely not Worf.
That's because every time Worf was just like, Captain, what if we just kick their ass? And they're like, no, Worf.
No, Worf. Captain, if we could... And sometimes he'll say something scientific. Captain, if we send a reverse deflector alpha beta gamma ray... That's how they talk in the show. Then maybe... No, Worf. No. Whatever Data said is the proper thing to do.
Yeah. Even if Data's then like, well, Captain, what if we put a proper alpha beta backwards? And then they're like, see, Captain, I just said that same thing. Worf.
Lieutenant, dumbass. So,
go stand behind your little station. Quit breathing so heavy on me.
If Worf is the captain, then how's that going to work? There has to be somebody there to yell no to him. I mean,
his first in command can be like a little too big for their britches, and
it has to be like a really tall, tough woman, I think.
Yeah,
or a sassy black woman, you know, like or a sassy black woman.
Yeah,
either one would work.
Like
Worf, not work, not happening. Yeah. I think that's what they need. Let us know what you guys think in the comments right now. Like,
Worf gives her a command, and you just see her put up her hand for a second and, like, finish the phone call that she's having with her girlfriend, and, like... He did not. He did not. Okay, I'll get you later, girl. All right. What do you want, Worf? Like...
I would watch this. Watch the shit out of this. All right, what's next on the list here? Hey, is this something you guys want? Do you guys want like a Steam-like platform, or actually, let's say what it really is going to be? It's going to be like a Uplay-like platform or an Origin-like platform that also works kind of like Netflix, meaning that you can stream right now from their server. And EA is already experimenting with something like this, where you can pay $15 a month or $100 for the whole year, and you'll have access to their entire library of games. But right now, you have to download them. They don't have the infrastructure just yet for streaming the content.
I mean, they're not even the first to really be doing this. Like, there have been a bunch of companies that have tried it, but no one's really exploded onto the scene as, like, the one guy yet.
I mean, everyone wants to do the monthly thing, right? Because you make a lot of money that way. And even, I mean, like, when you think about it, $15 a month, most people are only going to buy a couple of EA games a year, if that. I mean, I imagine most of you guys are not going to buy any EA games. Maybe one, if you're, I don't know, that guy. But $15 a month at the end of the year... That's probably going to be way more than it would have been if you just bought a couple of EA games, especially if you bought them on sale. So they're going to be making money hand over the fist if they do stuff like this. And then I think the other thing is they really want to make sure that they can keep people from actually owning the games. Because if they can control everything and just have you pay for access to it, it's a lot more lucrative than actually letting you own the stuff. And I mean, I don't even
Plus,
know
that'll kill the game trading market.
Yeah.
Like the used game trading and stuff like that. You won't be able to buy a new copy of the game if you can't actually have a tangible copy, you know?
I mean, I'm not, like, totally against the whole... I mean, I'm not totally against the idea of having GameStop and stuff just disappear.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times when that used stuff is sold, there's not really any money going back to the guy who made the game, the developer and stuff. So, yeah, I don't... It's, like, it's good for GameStop. I mean, it's whatever.
I used to work at a GameStop.
You did?
Yeah, back in the day. Well, actually, it was an EB Games, and then it got bought out by GameStop, and it turned into a GameStop.
I guess that counts, yeah.
Yeah, but that was hands down the dumbest manager I ever had. You hear me, Rich? You were the worst fucking manager I've ever had.
I think that's kind of the way it works at GameStop. I've had friends that work there. I think Pistol worked there until she got enough money to buy her computer to stream.
Yeah.
And yeah, mostly what I've heard is that the managers are pretty dumb. But I think that's kind of a prerequisite when you're a manager at GameStop. Sorry, all of you guys out there who are managers of GameStop watching. We think you're the good ones.
Yeah, everyone except you. If you're watching this, then you're not one of the dumb GameStop managers, obviously.
Unless you're Dave.
Because you're into serious business. Oh, Dave.
All right, guys. This week, since last week, the store has gone up like 700%. So thank you guys for watching and then grabbing stuff on the store. We hope we have some cool T-shirts and stuff on there. We've been selling a few of these mice right here and some of the mother membranes. T-shirts. So guys, head over to epicpants.com. That's the best way that you guys can support us while also getting something for yourself. So, all right, moving right along. Venture Brothers. I don't know anything about this.
I do. Venture Brothers premieres this Sunday at midnight. For those of you that I'm going to say, for those of you that are, Rick and Morty fans that are like, oh my god, we have to wait so long for the next season and stuff like that. Sit down. It's cute that you think that Venture Brothers is finally back. So just a nice reminder to those of you guys that...
Hasn't been like a long time.
It's been a couple of years at least since the last season. So I want everyone to watch this so that I can talk about it with all of you, because that'll make me happy.
I'll take a look at it. I mean, it looks funny. I'm not a huge fan of superhero things, but I'm a huge fan of ridiculous.
It is that is what it is. Yes,
absolutely ridiculous. So that looks pretty cool.
Yeah. What's this? Atomic Heart trailer. They put it on another official trailer for it.
Yeah, you guys got to watch this. So Atomic Heart. Have you guys been following this game? It looks kind of like a mixture of Fallout and Bioshock, and it looks kind of like something. I feel like saying those two things doesn't do this justice, because the movement, the way the weapons work and stuff, and just the graphics.
Stop the graphics.
Jesus. Wish we had those.
Yeah, right.
Wish we had that GIF.
GIF. Son of a bitch. It's a GIF. It's a GIF. You're wrong, and you're an asshole.
Say whatever I want. Say whatever I want.
Nope. It's
got parkour.
Yep.
Fallout ain't got no parkour.
Yep. So this is actually, like, I saw this today, and it was like, oh, no, nice new preview for it, but it's actually a lot of the same footage, but they had a different song and a couple new scenes in there, but...
Yeah, it's mostly the same old footage, but still, see if there's anything new at the end.
Whatever. Like, again, still gonna play it. No problems.
Yeah.
That's like
Okay, I don't really care about this.
Yeah.
Did you guys get any free games from Origin?
You won't now.
Now you got to go over to Twitch and grab them. If you guys are Twitch Prime members, we'll have the sub button probably by next week down there.
Thank you, Thermophile.
What do you say?
That I'm right. My name is also Justin.
Blue Shirt?
Yeah.
Your name is Blue Shirt.
My name is Justin Blue Shirt. So, yeah.
At least you're not a red shirt.
Yeah, that's
something, I suppose.
So, yeah, so that basically the moral of that article was EA still sucks. So,
right.
Yeah.
This is actually good news, but it's kind of what I expected from CD Projekt Red. They said Cyberpunk 2077 is an RPG before it's a shooter. That's pretty much what I expected. And we already know pretty much everybody out there is waiting for this game and is going to play it.
Yes.
It has some of the best looking scenes and graphics that I've seen in a game, but yeah, focusing on the story, the characters, and the RPG. Blue jacket.
Blue jacket. I'm also wearing a blue shirt underneath though, so like if we were Power Rangers, it would be pretty obvious that I'm the Blue Ranger right now. You're the Black Ranger.
There's a Black Ranger?
Yeah, you get the Mastodon.
Oh, I don't never watched it.
No, I just get the Triceratops.
Yes. All right, you can talk about this because I don't know what's going on here.
So
other than the fact that Disney doesn't have the rights to this.
Yeah. So Disney, we talked about this a little bit last week about them starting their own streaming service and stuff. Now I wish my name was Ray so I could be Blu-ray. Anyways, lost my track. So they were talking about how they want to start the streaming service and they're going to be launching new Star Wars programs and stuff for it and like that, some live action Star Wars and things like that. Unfortunately, they can't actually broadcast the original Star Wars trilogies, or I think episodes 1, 2, and 3, which is no love lost there. But that they can't actually stream those until 2024 because Turner Broadcasting has the exclusive broadcasting rights to them until that time, and they want an absurd amount of money that even Disney was like, whoa, I don't know, man. So that just goes to show you, Ted Turner is more powerful than Disney.
I'm going to bring up what you guys need to be watching.
What are you bringing up?
The Despecialized edition. Wait till I get that on the screen here. All right, so this is, if you guys are going to watch the original trilogy, Trilly?
The original Trilly.
Yo!
Y'all, you checked out the original Trilly or what?
Yeah. So if you guys are going to be watching the original trilogy, you need to be watching the despecialized edition. And I recently watched this like a month or so ago. And the original trilogy, I liked them a lot when I was a kid. And then like after the special editions and stuff came out, I got them on box set. And I was just like, it didn't feel right. You know what I mean? And then I watched the despecialized edition. And it's like even better than the original version. So what they did is they took everything they could get from the originals. And they even got their hands on some of the original film stock.
Yep. They fixed the Han and Greedo scene.
Yeah, Han shoots first.
Yep.
And they took out all the CG, like the Bantha, whatever, walking around, and Mos Eisley. They took that CG out.
Yep.
And put it back the way it used to be. But they added in some of the extra stuff. Like sometimes there would be like a nice mountain range in the background. And they would leave that in there. So it actually, like, they took some stuff from the special edition, but they took out all the foreground nonsense that was going on that didn't make any sense. And they recolor graded everything to make it look better. They went into the original stuff and helped remove some of the outlines from the green screen and everything like that while they're like, driving around on Hoth and their speeders and stuff.
Yeah.
It looks better. Sounds about the same. And it flows really nicely. They cut out all the nonsense. And it's really the idea is to try to get the best version, but hearkening back to the original 1979, 80, whatever. The
77.
Original stuff. Yeah, 77.
Thank you.
77 was 77, 80, 82. Is that what it was? I don't remember. The originals.
Yes, I think.
So if you guys have not seen this, you need to look this up. It's really, really good. It's better than any of the new Star Wars stuff, in my opinion. Anything. It's the best. This is the best Star Wars there is on the planet.
Yeah.
That's it. This is the best Star Wars. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. All right. So what's next on the list here? Well, we got more Star Wars. You guys want more Star Wars?
I just want to keep on talking about Star Wars with you guys. So since we started doing this live stream instead of the Crit Show, I now am allowed to talk about other things that aren't video games, which means I get to talk about Star Wars. So,
I mean, I'm okay with Star Wars.
Yeah.
But this is all about
so
Carrie
this
Fisher.
is just a kind of an announcement of some of the actors and stuff like that about who's going to be there in the final episode and such. They have confirmed that Billy D. Williams will be playing Lando, which thank God.
Yeah.
And it's also rumored that Kerry Russell's going to be joining for some character. Is Kerry Russell?
So they said they're going to
She was on Felicity back in the 90s, if you guys don't remember. Okay.
They said they're going to have a lot of Leia, but they're not using that much CG. They're saying they're using old footage from like the previous film, not even this last year's film. The previous film.
I mean, I'm pretty excited about that.
I wonder how they're going to make that work.
Yeah, because like the whole point of it was supposed to be like, episode 7 was supposed to be about Han Solo. Was supposed to feature. It wasn't supposed to be all about Han Solo. It was supposed to feature Han Solo as like the old, and then 8 was supposed to be about Luke, and then 9 was supposed to be about Leia because she outlives all of them.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Yeah.
All right. I think I reopened your stuff again.
Yeah, you did. Nice.
I double opened your stuff.
It's so good. We're gonna look at it twice.
I think it's time to like take some questions. What do you think?
Yeah, let's look at some questions. We have.
So I'm gonna open up the Twitter thing here.
Yeah, it should be.
Oh, you got it over there too, but
I think so.
I can put it on the screen like that. So who's in the comments right now? Anybody cool? Everybody cool.
Oh, hi.
Hey, what's up, Lauren? How you doing?
Hi.
I'm gonna log into mine because I've got a couple questions on there, and then we'll go through the questions here. So do a little Q&A here, a little inbox. This is what happens when I log into my Twitter. This is what happens every time I log into my Twitter. I've got fucking Dave Oshery.
Jesus, Dave.
Like every time. All right. Let's see here. So what am I wearing?
Yes.
I'm wearing all blue.
Yep.
Yes.
Blue head to toe.
All right. Let's see here. What else? Let's just open this all up so we can get some questions going here.
Yeah. You can't see anything.
You can't see anything?
There we go.
I have an idea for a possibly cool video game concept, says Shannon Maddox. Where do I take it from there? All right, well, if you have an idea for a game concept, you really have to get your hands dirty, in my opinion. I thought I could, come up with some game design documents and do a little bit of script and write a bunch of stuff myself. But I found that the best way to do it is actually get in there and start creating it yourself. So you need to figure out which platform you like better, if you like Unity, Unreal Engine, if you like Game Maker, depending on what kind of game you want to make, and then get your hands dirty and just start playing around with it and seeing what you can do. If you wanted to go like come up with a game design document, you don't want to learn anything and you just want to pitch it to another studio, that is almost impossible. Like it's really, really difficult. And the reason being is because if you have an original idea for a game, it's probably going to be an original new IP. It's not proven. So you take this to like even an indie studio and they're like, yeah, well, we don't know who you are. We don't know if this is a proven concept or not. And it's going to cost money. If it's something that's going to cost $300 and it's like, yeah, we want two guys to slap each other in the head with sticks. Okay, maybe that's easier. But
we're going to call it Stick Slapper.
Stick Slapper.
Yeah.
Not Stick Fighter at all.
Nope, Stick Slapper.
So I would recommend starting on this on your own. And then there's also local meetups. So get on Meetup, find out what's around you. If you're going to be making the game in Unity, go to a Unity meetup. If you're going to be making the game in Unreal Engine, go to some Unreal Engine meetups. Find some like-minded people. Get online and look around for others who are looking for projects, and then see if you can get something like go on after work with those guys. A little moonlighting. That's what I would recommend.
To answer the question in the comments there.
All right.
We are doing nerd or tech questions. Any of them. Just fucking ask us stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be nerd or tech. It can be, we'll fix your marriage. Ask me about that.
Yeah.
I'd be the best psychologist. I think half of my patients would kill themselves.
Yeah.
But I'd be good at the other ones.
You guys got like D&D questions?
That's awful.
Like you guys want to talk about D&D?
Yeah, Dungeons & Dragons, we'll do that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. I got the Tech Syndicate ones up here.
Okay, you got some Tech Syndicate ones?
Yeah.
All right, we'll go through one of those real quick.
Okay.
Let me see if I can log into Tech Syndicate over here.
There should be a window that has there should be an incognito window that has the other one.
I'll have to bring that up as a source, though. But you can go ahead and read one on there.
All right, fine. Let's see.
This better be a good one.
Visual Vibrancy asks, been debating on moving to Seattle or Portland from San Diego, California. What are your thoughts on both? Which is your favorite?
Okay, that's easy.
That's pretty weird, yeah.
San Diego is actually a very cool place, but it's hot. Yeah. It's really hot.
They're like little Italian sector right there that was really cool.
And you have a really good microbrew scene if you like beer. But out of the two of them, there's going to be pros and cons to each. Seattle has prettier mountains and probably better forests, even though the forests here in Portland are awesome. But Seattle has really, really pretty scenery. It's closer to the coast. You got better seafood. And if you have a lot of money, some of the high-end restaurants are really good. It's very expensive there compared to Portland. The real estate's more expensive. Housing's more expensive. Internet's more expensive. Depending on where you want to live in town, that is. Coffee's more expensive. I mean, everything is more expensive. Coffee's awesome there. Food's really good there. Food trucks and the sort of grassroots food scene, way better in Portland. Nerd scene, in my opinion, is good in both, because Seattle, you haven't lived there, but you can probably talk to Portland.
I've been to Seattle a bunch of times.
Yeah. Seattle has a lot of nerds. And the thing about the nerds in Seattle is a lot of them move from all over the country to work at Twitter and Facebook and Microsoft and one of these big companies. And so you have companies like Facebook that employ a huge percentage of the population in Seattle. So a lot of the people there work for one of these big companies, and a lot of the boutiques and a lot of the restaurants sort of have made themselves a little bit more upscale to cater to that. Portland feels a little more divey, a little more chill.
Yeah,
there's a huge nerd scene here.
Well, so yeah, the nerd scene is strong in Portland. Like the gaming scene is huge.
Yeah, bigger than Seattle, I would say.
Yeah, much bigger.
There's Mox Boarding House in Seattle, which is a really big board gaming store, but in Portland you have an even bigger store.
Yeah, there's Guardian Games, and then there's
so many bars.
5 smaller stores, and then there's also a bunch of different gaming bars and stuff like that. There's all kinds of gaming groups and stuff like that. There's the Portland or the Pig Squad, the Portland Indie Game Squad. There's all kinds of stuff here. The problem with Portland is that it's super saturated right now. Everybody wants to move here. Everybody wants to live in Portland and do stuff in Portland. So, the housing availability is super duper low. And
this is almost the same problem as Seattle.
Yeah, and the job availability is super duper low, too, because there's, we have way more people than the city ever planned for, infrastructurally speaking. So, there's that. It's every job is fiercely competitive to get here, and every housing is fiercely competitive to get here. It's, you know, and like also the homeless population has like skyrocketed.
The homeless population goes up and down depending on the season. They call them the road warriors in the summer because it's too hot down south. So a lot of them come up here, they bust themselves up here, or you know, whatever. And also, there's no vagrancy laws, so you can pretty much put up a tent wherever, and the city's pretty nice to you. Right now, they're trying to change that because it's becoming a little difficult to park your car sometimes because there's tents everywhere and stuff in certain areas of town. I still don't think it's that bad because none of them here are as aggressive as they were on the East Coast, in my opinion. Like, they don't reach for that. I've never been like had someone grab me or come out at me or anything like that. You know, like in China, they were actually putting hands into my pockets. Like, and it was like, what are you doing, guys?
Yeah, get the fuck away.
Yeah.
Let's see. What do I think of the new Venom trailer?
The new Venom trailer.
The new Venom trailer.
I haven't seen it.
I'm pretty excited.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of like, I wonder how they're going to do a full movie without having it tie into Spider-Man and stuff like that. But, you know.
See, Thermophile says, which has a better goth club? Seattle has one pretty good goth club, but it's sort of a members-only type place, and they do that so they can stay open really, really late at night because then it becomes a club, not a bar. Like, it's a private club.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not nearly as cool, in my opinion, as Lovecraft here in Portland. It's just Portland. It's smaller, but it's got two dance floors. One's more indie rock, and the other one's more like either 80s or goth or whatever, depending on the night. And there's other goth activities here in Portland that you can find to do. Metal. Then there's plenty of metal shows in both. So
yeah,
you know, it's back and forth as to which one's cooler.
Alucard, good for you.
What do you say?
Playing more Dungeons and Dragons than PC games.
Wow.
Yeah, good for you. If you can actually find the time to play more Dungeons and Dragons than PC games, good on you.
I mean, that's one of the ways to really get your creativity going. Playing a lot of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, we just played last night.
Yes.
So now we're 5th level.
Speaking of that, I got another game question. Why did you decide to make a game? And a lot of that has to be that I enjoy creating things. I just really, really, really enjoy creating things. I know that a lot of people, they just want to play games and whatever. That's fine. And some people do not understand that. I've actually worked with people who did not understand my want to create and my want to do things bigger than just making videos for the internet. Whoa. Blows your mind. But since I started,
just do hardware videos.
Yeah, not all my life. I don't want to be on my deathbed because let's face something here, guys. Sometime in the future, you're gonna fucking die. Before you die, when it comes time for you to die, do you want to lay there and be like, well, shit, I was a coward and did nothing good in my life other than just, you know, do whatever. Follow your dreams, guys. That's even if it's like costly, even if it costs you a lot of stress and heartache, just at least you tried. And not everyone's going to make it. You know, who knows what things are going to go wrong, but you got to try. And I really just want to like freaking create stuff. So it's what I do. I like to make music. I like to make games. The whole idea with the game really started off as sort of a statement against the whole just the ignorance versus science. You know, that's the age-old thing that people think is only happening right now, but it's happened all throughout history, where like people show up and they're like, I got facts, and people are like, no, I like my little comfortable world bubble, so screw your facts. The first game started off as the church controls all the magic, you know, and then people can't cast magic unless, if they do, the church is going to condemn them, and then they fight and fight and fight, and they're trying to suppress knowledge. So that whole idea turned into the RPG that's going to be the original game. And I wanted to get that story out there. It's a lot bigger than that because it's all about the characters and stuff. But just being able to make a game and tell that story is something I've always wanted to do. But it also seems like a lot of fun just to create worlds and stuff like that. And otherwise, okay, that's all the nonsense, right? Over the top. The actual answer to your question is, I don't know. But if I don't make games and if I don't create stuff, I can't like sleep. You know what I mean? It's like if you have something inside you feel you want to create stuff, you can't.
Sure.
If you don't have an outlet, then, and you're someone who needs an outlet. Not everybody needs that, but some people do. You just feel like shit. So I have to. I kind of like have to create stuff. What do you got?
Let's see. Weird Green Leaf asks, do you guys work 9 to 5 in the office, or do you come and go as you please depending on what needs to be done? Is it hard to maintain a work-personal life balance? So, in the time that I have been hired and working here, I have constantly been begging Logan, like, to work a 9-to-5 job here.
No.
And the answer every time is, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
Never going to happen.
Never going to happen. So
yeah, we come in sometime between hours of 10 and 2, and then work until we're done.
I come in at 10. He comes in at 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I come in earlier, but
Sometimes. But yeah, I have to like, you know, be like, Logan, we really need you here by noon on this day because we have a meeting. So like, super need you here, buddy. Like, you know, but yeah, some days it seems like we never actually stop working because like a lot of the times, for me, I do all the email answering and stuff like that. So I'll get messages from people in like Taiwan and things like that, and I'll get them at midnight, and it will be like, okay, well, if I, you know, answer the questions, if I answer their emails now, it'll get resolved. But if I wait till, you know, 10 o'clock tomorrow, it will take 2 more days for them to resolve it and stuff like that. So sometimes I'm up at like 1 a.m. answering emails and stuff, and, you know.
Next up, the life work balance. It can be difficult at first because you know, when you're doing something like this, you want to work all the time. It's not like going to work at a coffee shop and knowing that at 5:30 or 7:30 your shift is over, and then when you go home, you're done. There's nothing to worry about. There's no, like, when you go tomorrow, you're going to do the same thing. It's not like a regular job in that way. So when you get home, you're going to get emails. You're going to have people message you on your phone. You're going to have to deal with, like, oh, God, the website did a backflip. Or, oh, no, like, why did the video not get annotated correctly? And you have to, like, run and do stuff. So that can be a little bit annoying. I try as much as I can to make it a rule that when I'm not, you know, when I'm not working, I just take breaks. But I do work at home, too. And I make sure I get out of the house to, like, go hiking or something. I don't know. What do? Do you like force yourself to like play a video game and turn off your internet or your email or anything like that?
I have a pretty strict like once I'm home, I'm done dealing with y'all. But if it's, you know, I kind of take it on a case by case basis. Like if a really important email pops up or if like some dire emergency pops up in the chat or something, I'll take care of it. Like. But also, like, because we do a lot of creative stuff, like, sometimes it'll just be like, oh, you know, we're done for the day, and then 11:37 at night, I'll be like, oh my God, Logan, what if we did this as a skit? And, you know, like...
Skits, that kind of the creative stuff.
I was up until... pops up everywhere. So.
I was up until 3 in the morning the night before last because I was lying in bed, and then I was like, oh, shit, I got a ridiculous idea for a bad skit about Hollywood hacking.
Yeah.
And I had a bunch of one-liners in my head about it, and then I tweeted about it, and everyone else started giving me really awesome, terrible one-liners. They were really good, terrible one-liners. And so I had to get up and write the script really quick. And now I got to get people to act in that. So yeah, it's when you're doing creative stuff, you have to like get it out there. But I do everything I can to make sure I'm not working all the day long. And I always tell him, please don't work all day when you're at home. Just make sure you stop working. Yeah. So.
I also have another job, so that I go and work a couple days a week. So I'm a professional dungeon master on the side, so I have to go and run D&D for people.
I thought you were going to tell them about the tobacco commercials that you're in.
Oh, well, those two.
Yeah. But those don't take up that much time.
Those are pretty much targeted towards kids, though, so they wouldn't see them.
Yeah, just children's tobacco.
Yeah.
It's, you know, comes in a little...
Yeah.
Comes with a free toy, and you have to dig it out of the tobacco.
Yeah. Just got to deal with SpongeBob. It's going to be great. Yep.
SpongeBob Sponge Blob.
Yep.
You put it in your mouth, it's chewing tobacco. Yep. What are we talking about? Oh, yeah.
We're answering questions.
Alucard says, any plans for Linux? Yeah, the games will be available on Linux. We've got them running on Ubuntu and Mint and just Debian-based stuff. So we're going for Vulkan as far as the rendering goes. Anything else? Any other ones?
I think that's good. Let's see.
Yeah, pretty much it.
It's the most comfortable headphones you own.
The most comfortable headphones I own, without a doubt, that's going to be the DT880s from Biodynamic. They just like pillows and they're really the premiums, not the pros. The premiums. The premiums are same drivers, same speakers as it were, but they have a better, just I guess whatever this means. They have better of this goes on your head
right here.
Beats by Jerry.
Beats by Jerry.
Those things are like wearing a damn stove on my head.
Yeah.
Those are the least comfortable headphones ever. Jerry did a terrible job making those headphones, but they sound amazing.
Yeah, they do. So, this is for you, Barnacles. Next time you're like, hey, when are you guys gonna show off my headphones?
That's one of those videos I just have a hard time making, the Beats by Jerry video, because YouTube's not going to tell anybody that our video went up, and I want these to get like proper exposure. Give you proper exposure. I got one more. Okay. Logan/Ward. It feels weird to say the latter. You can say whatever you want, man. Will you ever let your hair beard grow free like a lion? I don't exactly like huge beards on me. I mean, they look kind of ridiculous, but I used to have long hair, and my God, was I sexy. That's hard to. That felt weird to say lies like that.
Like he would just walk into like any sort of building, and that like song that has the like monks chanting in the background, that like dis-moi. Yeah, that song would just go, and like everything would move in slow motion. And
the hair like move.
And yeah, there's always wind going. It was really hard to get any work done.
That's pretty much the end of the show. Do we have anything we can shill? Wasn't that what you were supposed to do at the end of the show? Shill something?
I mean, like, you could go to Epic Pants. Let's buy some stuff.
All right, we're gonna reshill.
Oh, hey, like, we were thinking about doing a. Let's ask about this. We were thinking about doing a Lego building stream.
Yeah, would you guys like to watch a stream maybe on like a Tuesday or Wednesday?
Yeah.
And Justin will build whatever cool Lego we have here in the office, and I'll come over and joke around too.
We'll play some badass music in the background. Listen to White Hand or something in the background. With it.
So we get yeses and nos. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thinking about
doing a sex tape. Another one?
Thought about it.
Oh God.
Do you want me to tell them about Rock Bottom?
Okay, this is the after show. Now the show's over.
Oh, the show's over. Okay, now on to the after show.
Justin discovered what Rock Bottom was
this
week.
So the other day I was trying to figure out what rock bottom actually looks like. Like, you know, like what would rock bottom be, right? So I'm on the internet, and somehow magically I came across porn because it's apparently on the internet. But anyways,
what?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Like I had to click through so many websites to find it. So you know, just looking through and stuff, and there's this one page that has like a picture on it, and I noticed that there's like a comment section underneath it, right? And so I was like, why would people be commenting? And there was not only like one comment being like, oh, she's hot, you know, there was an argument between two guys that was like the timestamps were on it, was like an hours long argument back and forth between two guys about this like actress, this porn star and stuff, and they were like arguing facts and stuff and like insulting each other and everything. And that's when I realized that is what rock bottom is. It's not when you've lost your house and lost your car and everything like that. Rock bottom is when you have all those things in your life and you spend your time arguing about porn with another person on a public internet comment section.
So it's not lying in a ditch covered in your own bodily fluids.
That would be preferred, I think, too.
I think that the thing about this rock bottom is you don't actually know you're there.
Yeah,
but you're there.
But like that, you also have to take into account that meant both of these people were like, oh man, better go check that picture to see if that asshole responded, because I've got some choice words to say about Mia Khalifa to him, you know, or whatever. That's a porn star, right?
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
Guys, the whole reason that we're even talking about this is to throw some encouragement your way. You don't need to correct every idiot on the internet, because the internet is full of idiots, and if you try to spend all day correcting everyone, you're going to be a very unhappy person. Yeah. Sometimes it's easier just to walk away, and right now I'm on day 7 or 8 of not responding to toxic comments. If you just like walk away from them, and it's like, oh my God, it's like living in the 80s again. You don't even know they exist. It's like, that's it.
Yeah, you can dance if you want to.
Wait, this motherfucker said I was wrong?
Yeah.
Listen. Oh, it's Josh. I see you.
You want to
go?
You want to go, Josh?
Come down here. We'll go right now.
You want to fucking go?
I'll throw your truck.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I just respond to a toxic comment?
Yep, you just responded. Streak over.
It had been like 7 or 8 days.
Way to ruin it.
But seriously, guys, just try not to respond to them. They exist, and it sucks that humans see toxic things and then have feelings.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, it felt like something. Sticks and stones
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Sure.
But what do they know? And who the fuck is they?
What else is the internet for?
I don't know.
Free exchange of information?
Excuse me?
Sorry.
We're on a Comcast connection. We're not allowed to say that.
You will not drive down here, Josh. I
he's
know how
his-
you feel about gas prices.
Probably texting from his truck right now.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Don't respond to toxic comments. If you're toxic, enjoy the show, and we're going to ignore you. But thanks for the hit. So,
Yeah, whatever.
great.
Still had to come and give us the hit.
Thanks for watching. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Yep.
And send us, well, we needed ideas for something. Oh, yeah, send us some conspiracy ideas for that one guy.
Who was that guy? So, yeah, but they were cool with the Lego. I didn't see an actual response.
Some people said, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Great.
Tasty PC said that she would watch it, and that's all you see right there. I
Thanks.
don't know if anybody else said that. I saw a couple other people maybe.
Thanks, Tasty.
She said, who else said
Then
so?
that's all I need. Yeah.
We'll have one person watching.
It'll be me, Logan, and Tasty. And that'll just building the Lego.
I don't see anybody else said
responding.
anything about the Legos.
Yeah. It'd be awesome.
Legos.
We'll
All right.
watch it. There you go. See? There you go.
All right, we got two people.
Yeah. I got the Voltron set, so it's,
The Voltron set looks pretty cool.
yeah.
All right, guys, we're going offline now. I'm going to push the stop button right about...
All right. Bye. We'll miss you forever. Until next